Tip 1. Under controller settings and button layout, I recommend you changing from default to button puncher. This will make your circle melee and your R3 crouch. I also recommend you changing your sensitivity to 4:3 linear with 0 dead zone. This will help you have more precise and control over your aim, as well as help you get the most out of aim assist so you can really laser people. I also recommend you changing your field of view to 100 so you can see better on the screen. Tip 2. Know and play your role. Role A, Entry Fragger. The Entry Fragger's job is to be the first in the fight to put in damage and retreat to cover without getting knocked, usually a Skirmisher Legend or Assault Legend. Role B, Secondary Fraggers. Job is to cover the Entry Fragger if they are retreating or take advantage of the damage caused by the Entry Fragger, usually a Recon Legend or an Assault Legend. Right now I'm even playing Caustic as a secondary fragger sometimes. Role C, Support. Revive your teammates and shoot people that have broken armor from the fraggers. Tip 3. Pick your legend. Here are my recommendations for new players. Octane if you want to be an entry fragger, Bloodhound if you want to be a secondary fragger, and Lifeline if you want to play support. These are not the best characters for these roles, but these are the easiest characters in my opinion to play these roles. By easiest, I mean it doesn't take a lot of skill or a lot of thinking to use these characters' abilities. For new players, you can focus on getting the hang of the game, the mechanics, the movement, without having to worry too much about your character's abilities. With these characters, the abilities are so simple that you can just use them and not have to worry about how they're going to affect the battle too much. They're just simple, one-time use abilities that it doesn't take a big brain to use them in the middle of a fight. But once you new players get used to these mechanics, the shooting, the movement, then you can start focusing on playing other characters and getting used to their abilities, and it'll help you to find your main. Once you find your main, it'll help you really get better at the game. If you don't know what a main is, it's the character that you play with all the time. For me, my main was Lifeline. I played Lifeline for the longest time, but now I'm playing Caustic just because I feel like Caustic is a lot of fun. So if you need help finding your main, just figure out the role you want to play and it'll help you find your main legend that you want to play as, and it'll help you get better at the game. If you need help finding your main or picking a role, comment down below and I'll see what I can do to help you, or if anybody else can help you. Or if you just want to shout out your legend and the role you play as, go ahead and do that in the comments down below as well. Tip 4. Playstyle. There are two main playstyles in Apex Legends: play zone or play edge. For those of you guys that want to play zone, you're going to need a controller legend. The way you play zone is you want to try to stay in the middle of the zone or in the middle of the circle and not take any storm damage. Your goal is to have your controller legend scan any ring consoles that you come across so that you know where that next zone or next circle is going to be at. And then you want to have your controller legend help you to hold down any buildings or any spots you guys are going to be in the circle with their traps. For those of you that want to play edge, you're going to need a recon legend on your team. The way to play edge is you move in to the circle or into the ring when the storm comes. You like to hug the storm and you like to move into the circle with the storm. The reason you need a recon legend is so that when you see a survey beacon around you, you can have your recon legend scan it so you know where the enemy squads are, so it makes your rotates into the circle or into the ring easier. When you know where the enemy squads are, when you have the information, you can easily pick which spots you want to rotate into the circle, which spots are safe, and which spots are not safe. For the more aggressive teams, you're going to want to play edge, and for the more passive teams, you're going to want to play ring or play zone. Tip 5. Landing. Now, landing might seem simple enough, but a lot of people die off of drops, off of just landing right at the beginning of the game. And so with this tip, I want to help you guys survive longer. Now, if you didn't know, landing with an enemy team is called a contested landing. Contested landing means that you don't have the POI or the point of interest to yourself. which means you're going to have to fight right when you land and loot. I don't recommend this, but I know it does happen, so here are some tips that'll help you and your team survive. First, I would recommend having a conduit on your team. A conduit can really help you win your contest off a drop. Conduit really does make that big of a difference. Her L1 or her Q, the ability to give her teammate and herself extra shield, it really does make a difference when everyone only has white shields in the beginning. So having a conduit can really help you win or survive contests in the beginning. I would also recommend landing on floor loot instead of a loot pill or loot bin. When you land on floor loot, you can clearly see what you're landing on, and you can see whether or not there is a gun there. If there isn't a gun on the floor loot that you're landing on, you can easily change directions into an area where an enemy is not and where no one has looted yet. So you have a better chance of getting a gun and being able to fight. If you do have to loot a loot bin or a loot pill, remember to loot the left side of it. The guns spawn in the loot pills and the loot bins on the left side of them. So if you're facing the loot bin, make sure you're on the left side to grab that gun before your enemy does. I hope all 5 of these tips help you guys, especially you new players and beginner players, to help you be better and to really enjoy this game the way I enjoy it. If this video was helpful to you, I ask that you please leave a like or subscribe. Also, if you have any other tips, or if you think I forgot a tip, or if you have a better way of explaining something that I was trying to explain, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I always read my comments and I try my best to reply to them. I will be doing more tip videos like this in the future. I really want the player base to get better, because I know all of us hate when we get randoms on our team that don't know how to play the game right, or that we feel like just drag us down. So I really do hope that the entire player base gets better, and I really do hope we all enjoy this game and not rage or get mad or get stressed about this game, but instead that we all just have fun and we all just really enjoy Apex Legends the way it was meant to be enjoyed. Until next time guys, have a great one.